Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to be going over each Survivor runner-up in order and giving them each a score from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the closest to Bruce they'll ever be. And guys, before the video starts, if you guys like the content, make sure to absolutely mollywop the like button.
No! He used my stick against me! Now he's mollywopping me!
Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this video. And now let's talk about the losers that made it all the way to the end and still weren't able to get the win. And the first runner-up was Kelly Wigglesworth, who played an outstanding, absolutely astonishing, boring game of Survivor, and she did nothing except for win freaking like 4 challenges, and that's all she did. So Kelly's gameplay gets a 2 out of 10, but her last name Wigglesworth is a solid 10 out of 10. So she gets like a 5. And next up we have Colby.
According to Wikipedia, Colby is a semi-hard orange cheese made from cow's
Shut the frick up, Goose! So apparently Colby is a semi-hard cheese made from cow's milk, which I thought he was a runner-up in Survivor, but I guess I'm wrong, so he gets like a negative 14 out of 10. Next up, we have Kim Johnson. Who are you, huh? You're about as recognizable as a piece of dirt on my sidewalk, Buster. You could offer someone $1 million buckarooskies to tell you the 3rd runner-up in Survivor, and they couldn't do it because you're that boring. Next up, we have Nyla Dennis. Who is this person? They were on Survivor! Next up, we have Clay Jordan, who was 1 vote away from beating Brian Heidick in Survivor Thailand. Now, the problem is, Clay is one of the worst Survivor players to ever exist. And I'm not gonna lie, I just realized that I haven't been giving the players scores. But I'm too lazy to go back and not give them scores, so everyone that I just ranked got a 0. And Clay gets a negative 47. So I just looked up on Google who the runner-up for the Amazon was because I don't know. And it literally did not give me the information. The only information I got was the winner and Deaf Girl. But I'm pretty sure the runner-up was this guy named Matt who just like sharpened his machete the entire time he was on the island. So he gets like a 2.7. Next up we have Lillian Morris, who was voted out of the game, but voted back in the game by the players who were voted out because they did not want to deal with her on Ponderosa. She gets a negative 174.
I am a nice person.
And next up we have Boston Rob in All-Stars. Now this is one of the best runner-up games there is. The only reason that Robster here did not win is because he turned into a raging lunatic baby at the final tribal council. And yeah, he gets like a 9.5. And next up we have Twyla Tanner. And the only reason she did not win is because the season was extremely sexist. And Jeffster said himself that if you do not vote for the guy to win, that he is going to make it that every female only gets paid $2 an hour at any job they work at. Yeah, but her score is a very solid $2 per hour. Next up we have Kelly Gallagher. She gets a 0 just because of her freaking last name. Next up, we have Stephanie LaGrossa, who pulled an Emily Flippin before Emily Flippin even Flippin existed. If that makes sense. She went into the merge, being the only person from her tribe, and still managed to make it to the end of the game. That deserves like a 8 at least. Next up, we have Danielle DiLorenzo. Sorry guys, my dog sneezed, and it was pretty humorous to me, so I laughed. Oh yeah, Danielle kind of sucks, so she gets a 2. And next up we have Ozzy, and Ozzy is a very confusing character to me on Survivor, because they brought him back like 94 times, and they always act like, oh, if he just made it to the end, he could win. But he did his very first time and freaking lost. What? Like, why do we keep bringing this guy back? And he's also like super cocky, because he can swim in water a little bit faster than the average person. Like, wow. Congratulations. He gets a 10 at being Aquaman, but a like 4 at playing Survivor. And the next season of Survivor actually had 2 runners-up, Dreams and Cassandra. Wait, do you think that Dreams is Martin Luther King Jr.'s son? Is that what he meant when he said, I had a dream? Anyway, they're both pretty dog water runner-ups. I mean, Dreams literally stole a vehicle from Yowman. What the heck, bucko? And next up we have Courtney Yates, and she might be an abysmal Survivor player, and I'm talking like absolutely catastrophically horrible, but She is a great trash talker in her confessionals, and I love that. So she gets a 10 out of 10 for me, bro. Next up, we have Amanda Kimmel. More like Amanda Middle, cause you're mid, cause you're boring, cause I forgot you existed in this corporeal dimension. Get out of my face, you absolute nerd. You get a 3 out of 10. And next up, we have Susie. And I just really love the fact that Susie is a Survivor runner-up. It is very amusing to me, so I'm going to give her a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Steven Spielberg. Now, this guy is the living embodiment of the nerd emoji. This guy probably walks around saying, what the Sigma? Unironically. But he is pretty good at the game of Survivor, despite not getting a single vote to win at the end. But, yeah, I give him like a 7, maybe, I don't know. Next up, we have Russell Hantz. Now, if Russell Hantz was just born with emotions, I feel like he could have been one of the greatest Survivor players ever to exist. But unfortunately, he does not know how to talk to humans, and everyone hates him in the seasons he's in. So yeah, I give him like a 5. Next up, we have Parvati Shallow from Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. Now, this is one of the best seasons of Survivor to ever exist, and Parvati did a pretty good job in the season, so I'd give her like a 6. I don't know. Next up, we have Chase Rice, which is a pretty goofy name for a Survivor player because that's all they eat on the island. And Chase here is a country singer, and I would give him like a 3 out of 10 for his Survivor skills and a negative 473 for his country music skills. And next up, we have Philip Sheppard. Please don't make me talk about Philip Sheppard. And next we have Coach himself. This dude was literally born to win this season of Survivor and absolutely fumbled the final tribal council. This man had a cult in this season that would literally do anything he said and still somehow lost the game. That is astounding. And next up we have Sabrina. And honestly, as long as she's not Sabrina Carpenter, she gets a 10 out of 10. And next up we have Michael Scoopin. I think I'm going to give this guy like a negative 1 bill. And next up we have Dawn, who was forced to remove her teeth at the final tribal council. And that is literally the only thing I remember her doing in the entire game because she's boring as a box of rocks. She gets a 2. And next up we have Monica Culpepper. She was on the season. Yeah, she gets like a 1. Next up we have Wu, who literally won the final challenge of the season. And for some reason, instead of taking Cass to the end, who he would have obliterated in a jury vote, he chose Tony Woney to go with him to the end, and he lost. Well, what the frick is wrong with you, brother? You get like a 2.5. And next up we have Jacqueline, and sadly her name is not Keith, and he is literally the only interesting and good person on the entire cast, so she gets a 0. And next up we have Carolyn. Sweet Carolyn, ba ba ba, you get a 2. Spencer Bloodsoe. Never have I ever been so depressed that a Survivor player got 0 votes to win the game. Like, he should have got 1. He played a top tier game. 10 out of 10 doctors would recommend. We have Abarai, and for some reason everyone thinks that Abarai should have won, even though she's kind of dog water, so yeah, she gets like a 4. Next up we have Hannah Shapiro. Wait, is she related to Ben Shapiro? Like, that's an honest question. She looks like it. Anyways, Hannah here played a pretty absolutely terrible game of Survivor. She had a panic attack during the challenge when she wasn't even freaking doing the challenge. Like, what is wrong with you, lady? 0 out of 0 doctors would recommend. And next up we have Brad Culpepper. And if you remember, his wife Monica was also on this list. And yeah, Brad was actually pretty good at Survivor. The only problem with his game is that he played Survivor, and I guess the jury didn't like that. But I'll give Brad here like a 7 out of 10. Yeah. And next up we have Chrissy Hoffbeck, who probably would have won the game, if we're being honest, if they didn't implement the last second forced fire making thing that definitely wasn't added in just to give Bidster Winster the win. But yeah, I'll give her like a solid 4, just because I think she's really freaking annoying. And next up we have Dominic, and after all the stuff that came out about Wendell, I really freaking wish Dominic would have won the season. But yeah, Dominic's probably actually one of the best runner-ups we've had in Survivor. So I'll give him a 10 out of 10. And next up we have Mike White, who is a very big doo-doo player in the game of Survivor, but he also created School of Rock, and I will forever be grateful for that masterpiece of a movie. So you get a 10 out of 10 from me. Next up we have Gavin, who like definitely should have won a season. Like, he never got a vote against him in a season where people can literally come back from the game. So like, how... Why did Chris win this season? I'm too distraught to give Gavin a rating, I'm gonna be honest. And next up we have Dean, and he's definitely not gonna make any Dean's list with this gameplay. You get a 3, buddy. Natalie Anderson. The fact that the first boot of an all-winner season can be second place is mind-boggling and very frustrating. You get a negative 1 million times 46 billion, Busterino. Xander. Now, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, say, Xander should have won. Oh, Xander, my Xander, oh, he's so hot, he should have won. Oh, I want to lick his nipples. Anyways, I didn't watch 41, so I can't really give an opinion, but what I did see, he's bored. Next up, we have Mike Turner, possible father to Timmy Turner, but we're not sure. He needs to take a paternity test first. He gets a 4. Cassidy Clark. Never has there ever been another Survivor runner-up that I wanted to jump and dropkick in the face just for existing on this corporeal realm of existence. Yeah, she gets a 0.5. Next up, we have Heidi. Watching Heidi play Survivor is how I imagine it feels when you dislocate your shoulder and the doctor has to put it back in. Like, it doesn't feel very good. 1 out of 10 doctors would recommend it. It's the doctor who relocated my shoulder. Next up, we got Austin, aka Woo Part 2. If we get more Woos, we could recreate Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, but Austin was a pretty bad Survivor player. He, like, threw away his entire game for a girl. If that's not a simp, I don't know what is. You get a 0 out of 10, buddy. And the last runner-up is Charlie Davis, who definitely should have won his season. And everyone who voted for Kinsey to win is an absolute dingus wingus, and I think they should all get hit by trains. That's it. That was a joke. Yeah. Well, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys haven't smacked that like button yet, what are you doing with your lives? Like, honestly, like smack it right now. I'm gonna hurt you. Do it. And also hit that like button too, because why not? You know, it's free. I think so, at least. I don't know. It might be. Should be free. If it's not, then I don't know. Sucks to suck, I guess. But yeah. Bye.